Hey guys, this is Pete from the podcast. Just going to give you a bit of info on this episode. This was meant to be the start of season 2. We were super buzzing. About halfway through the recording, my microphone broke. So we've got 20 minutes of it. We're just going to release this as a little bonus episode. Mainly, it's just me and Dan talking about our adventures in Wales and his adventure in Ireland. So enjoy.
Double dino to micro crimper.
Oh, motherfucking love.
Hey guys, welcome to the Belly Hanging Podcast. This is the latest and greatest in the Belly Hanging series. Welcome to season 2. My name's Pete.
My name's Danko Winterbear.
This is your podcast about climbing, nonsense, and
Nonsense, phew.
anything that we just want to talk about. This is a podcast about everything. How's everyone doing out there?
Fuck them.
No,
How
wait,
are you doing, Pete?
I want to listen to them. I'm good, man.
You okay?
I'm good. Yeah, how are you?
I'm really, really good, man.
Yeah, my fingers, we had a really good session yesterday, and that wet hold, actually, I think has grazed my fingers a little bit. If you look at them here, they just look a
I'm
little
looking
bit...
at Pete's pussy fingers.
Excuse me?
And they are... Look so.
Look very pussy.
So apart from your fingers, life's good?
Life is phenomenal, actually.
As we
You know
took
what? I'm living the dream.
You living the dream? I'm
Well,
living the dream? What?
Are we both living the dream?
Are we living the same dream?
I hope it's like Inception.
Inception.
Oh.
But my dream's inside your dream, which is inside my dream.
And yours is 2 times slower, because you know when you go in a dream, it's
And
half as slow.
all our dreams are inside Oz's dreams.
And you know where Oz's dreams are?
Dark
Oz is
places.
asleep in a bed in Hull. And Hull is like heaven.
Hull is heaven
Or is hell.
simultaneously.
Who knows?
But
Anyway,
life's fucking awesome, man.
good man.
We've
been on some crazy adventures.
we took a bit of time off to think about what how
Do.
we're gonna sustain, what we're gonna do to sustain this, make it. And like we got a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
But in that time, all I've done is go on adventures.
Yeah, exactly.
I've not seen
Crazy.
you at all. I hate you.
We've hardly climbed together. We had a cool session yesterday.
Yeah.
We went on a cool adventure recently,
Yeah.
which I'm sure we'll get into. But basically, before we jump into it, we want to develop this podcast into something else that is beyond us just rambling for an hour.
Yeah.
Like, we want to actually, I don't know, just make it cool, make it useful for maybe newcomers, make it, just bring some more quality to it through different things. So we're going to be having like a little topic section and some advice sections and stuff. So look forward to those a bit later on. But until now, should we just jump into some adventure talk?
Where have you been?
Adventure talk with Danica and Pete.
Where have you been, brother?
I've been to... Where have I been? I can't remember the last time we recorded, so I'll just do the recent stuff. But we've been to Ysgo.
Porth
Ysgo. I like saying Ysgo because it's got Y at the
Someone
start.
called it Porth Ysgo.
Ysgo? Well, it's why the
I
wise
think the
men
Welsh
go.
people might have a problem with that, but I don't.
But basically,
They
Dan
weren't there.
was an absolute...
No one was fucking there.
Dan was a beautiful gent and planned this trip, which we later all found out he did a sneaky move planning a birthday trip for himself that he didn't mention to anyone, which is was quite cute because we all ended up doing something for your birthday basically, which was really nice. It wasn't on your birthday, but it was definitely
So
around.
to be on herself is my trip started the week before.
Yeah.
So, me and Becky got a ferry over to Ireland.
Ireland?
To the Republic of Ireland.
You in Thailand?
I went to Dublin.
Oh my god.
And I didn't go anywhere near the fucking place.
You didn't even
No.
My accent is horrible.
I've got a lovely, soft Irish accent when I want
What?
to.
You know, sometimes with accents you need one word and it tricks
Potato!
you into it. Is potato the word that makes you go Irish? Oh, it is. It's working for me. I just need
It's
potatoes.
contagious, boy. That was Jamaican.
You need your potatoes, man.
So went to the Wicklow Mountains. Basically, since I was a young boy,
Yeah.
my father used to point across the coast and say, "There's the Wicklow Mountains,"
Yeah.
and you could see them on a clear evening in Wales.
Yeah.
So I was like, I really want to fucking go. We went, find out from a colleague of all people who walked around there in his youth.
Mhm.
Big fucking boulder field. Just Google bouldering, tons like everywhere. You know, it's not a surprise.
Yeah. There's bouldering
But
everywhere.
big fucking granite boulders.
Wow.
So I'd never climbed on granite. So I had 4 whole sessions in 4 different bits around the Glendalough area, climbing on granite boulders.
That's beautiful.
So that was fucking cool. Super chilled, bit of walking, and to top that week off, the plan was so ferry from Liverpool to Dublin, then Dublin to Holyhead.
Yeah.
Then Holyhead, tried to see this bioluminescent algae in
So
Penmon.
where is Holyhead? Sorry.
On Anglesey in
Oh,
North
on Anglesey.
Wales.
Okay. So you're.
So they're the 2 ferry terminals to Dublin. So it just made this perfect
Makes
little
sense.
loop.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man.
So on that day of land, they tried to see this bioluminescent algae in Penmon, which people should Google. It's fucking cool. We missed it, sadly. But people travel to like Puerto Rico to see that shit, and we get it in the coastal waters of fucking North Wales.
That's really cool.
So
wow.
we missed that, and then drove down to the Clyn Peninsula to my mum and dad live in a place down there called Llangonadal,
Yeah,
and stayed
very
one
Welsh.
night getting ready for people to turn up to a place called Aberdaron.
To turn up and do
Go
some.
to Port Ysgo.
Yeah, to do some climbing.
serious
And you know
fucking
what?
bouldering.
It was the best camping experience like I've had in a long time. I've had
Fucking
some
cool.
good camping experiences, but just the campsite is right on the edge of a beautiful beach, and down you just 15-minute walk from the
I think
beach
it's
is a
less,
pub.
man. It's like it's such a beautiful.
And that beach is crazy. It's a beautiful sand beach, but
Yeah.
they've got so many pebbles, and they've got pebbles of every single colour that you
So
could
we were
ever imagine.
collecting the pebbles.
I collected 5 pebbles, made a little
I
rock
got
stack.
3 that weekend.
Did you?
3.
I love pebbles, man, and I'm loving the look of your barely hanging shrine at the minute. In Dan's living room, he's got a massive piece of slate, and on top of the piece of slate, he's got a sheep's skull that Martin gave him from Sheep Pen, and then he's got a collection of rocks from all his adventures, and on the top of it, there's a rock with barely hanging etched into it like a piece of slate.
We are not. Yeah, I think give it a few more
beautiful.
adventures and then we'll post a picture because it's got. I think it needs to be a little bit higher.
I think it needs to be in the shape of Triffin,
Triffin, yeah.
with all the rocks from our adventures.
100%.
So let's get that done, and then we'll post a photo of it. It's a little secret at the minute. But mate, it was so
Port.
beautiful. Port Ysgo for like it's like a 20-minute approach from our camp from the car park, but it's basically just a boulder field on a beach. So it's not like a sandy beach. It's like a massive boulder.
There's a tiny sandy bit that we avoided.
Yeah.
Because the boulders aren't that way.
Yeah.
But like, nonetheless.
Yeah, there's a beach still. There's sandy
what a
bits
fucking
and stuff.
stunning place.
Full of rock pools. Like, we're just messing around looking for crabs, doing loads of climbing. The rock is the most abstract rock I've ever climbed. It's like really sharp.
In some places smooth.
Some places it's quite smooth, and then other places not only is it sharp, but it's like Popcorn Party.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that one climb. Not only is it sharp,
you know
but
we
it's
didn't even
full
find
of
it.
pockets.
You know we didn't even find Popcorn Pie.
I thought that was Popcorn Party opposite
Something else.
Ysgo.
Didn't even find it. Because basically in Port Ysgo,
wow.
there's, I think it's like 9 or 10 areas.
Yeah.
And we scratched the surface properly of 2,
Uh-huh.
and then went into 3 others, like just to have a look at certain climbs.
Yeah.
Didn't even get down the other end.
Oh man.
And then on where those other people were bouldering all the way down, that was a whole other thing.
Yeah, because we were zooming in on Alb took his
The
massive
most
camera,
beautiful boulder.
and it's so beautiful. It's like you can see it from miles away across the edge
around that wall.
Yeah.
There's already, the front cover of the North Wales bouldering
Yeah,
guide.
yeah.
That's around that coastal line as
so
well.
That's a really cool looking wall.
The
just like
Blythe wall or
vertical
something.
thing in it. Anyway, yeah. So camping.
We were spoiled for choice.
Yeah.
So, and I think some people have compared it to font in terms of its magic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I
there's some
understand
sort
why.
of- yeah.
Font's another level.
No, yeah. Font is just in terms of pure volume. And
But just over 2 hours to 2.5 hour drive, depending on what time you leave.
yeah.
Camping, relatively cheap. We had a good spot. You can stay for free around the area if you shop around.
Oh yeah, definitely.
100%.
Yeah.
Just live a bit of a hobo life for a few days, and we didn't even touch the surface
Yeah.
in
So great.
2 whole days. As in
Played
Played-
bowls.
oh, man.
We surfed on the top of a van, on Daisy's van. That was a lot of fun. Never done that before.
Never
That's like
done
a childhood dream
Same.
to sit on top of a
Have you
moving
seen the film
vehicle.
Teen Wolf?
Huh?
Have you seen Teen Wolf, the film? He surfs on a fucking van.
No.
That's why it's been my childhood
But
dream.
the imagery of it is strong.
So he's
I
a
feel like
wolf
I've
man.
seen it. Yeah.
I'm a
He's like
bear
a high
man.
school kid, isn't he? And he's
Yeah.
got hairy hands. And
Not just hairy hands, he's a wolf.
well, no. I don't know about that, Dan. He had hairy hands, but I didn't see the rest of his body.
He was in my mouth though.
Oh, was he hairy? Oh no, getting airballs from that.
So in all honesty, that was one of the best trips I've been on. Like, Font was awesome.
Yeah.
But it felt like, because it was a slightly smaller group, it made sense that everyone got shit done.
Yeah.
Of all ability, and we all projected everything together.
Yeah, it was beautiful, like super support mode the entire time.
So lovely.
And even though we're all massively different
In every
climbers and different grades and stuff, we just stuck on the same boulders and had like a beautiful time.
So give me Ysgo highlights.
Ooh, yeah, we'll have to do highlights and we'll have to do MVP as well.
MVP's a tough one, and this is good actually, 'cause we haven't even thought.
I've not even thought about it at all till I said it right then. Okay, so highlight for me. Well, I like that we found a climb called Uncle Pete.
No, there was a whole load of Uncle Pete fucking climbs, and they were all creepy.
They were all creepy climbs. Like, imagine the creepiest climb. It's that.
That's it.
It's like going up like a weird.
It's like Uncle Pete sent you up his stairs.
It's so scary.
Those
and
scary
weird,
stairs.
Weird. And it was a dead easy climb. And
That was my hardest climb of the entire weekend.
Yeah.
Uncle Pete's Groove is right. There's a really famous climb right next to that we didn't do as well, called
really?
Beach Boys. Yeah, like we chose Uncle Pete's Groove.
Oh my god! Which one? So, I think my highlight would have to be. What's the relatively high ball one that we were all sessioning, and then we worked out a way of like skipping.
Oh yeah, Perrin's Crack. So I can't remember if it was a
Perrin's
2 or.
Crack. There was not a. There's
it's
a very thin crack in there.
So it was right next to a few of the big boy climbs, and it was ready. So yeah,
it was quite high ball.
I think it was 2-star climb. I don't think it was 3-star. Might be wrong, but it was.
It was just fun, and we sessioned it quite well.
6A, something like that.
Yeah, and a lot of people got it, and then we started. It's that sort of climb that.
Sen train.
Yeah, and then because the holds are super. They're pretty positive, really. Yeah. You can start playing with it in ways that you wouldn't with like.
Just skipped out loads of holds.
We just started skipping out holds. Basically, jump into a ledge, doing just cool stuff on it.
So so you've got weird Uncle Pete. That's on the same rock as well. Like,
yeah, it's on the same boulder.
Same boulder that. Yeah. And I think it might be Area 3. It is Area 3.
Yeah.
On Port Ysgo.
So yeah, Port Ysgo, obviously it's just a really long beach, so it's broken down into like 10 areas, isn't there?
I can't remember this. 9 or 10
areas.
There's a lot.
And there's in each area there's at least 6 or 7 boulders with at least like 5 to 6 problems on them. So there's so many problems there. Yeah, so we only actually got up to like Area 4, didn't we? It's crazy. There's
we spent 20 minutes in Area 5.
Oh right, that's the one with the Ysgo Crack. Yeah, but we skipped Area 4 then.
Everything.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Wow.
It's like...
There's just so much there.
Again, that's a lifetime of climbing in that.
It's true, man.
And it's only...
And something I love, like I said in the car yesterday on the way back, something I love about these places is that they're going to be there forever.
Yeah.
These routes are going to be there forever. And like, when I'm 60... Yeah. Even if I'm not climbing anymore, I can go for a walk and go.
I did that
one day. Yeah. Well, one day back in my past, I did that climb. Yeah. And you know the name for it, you know the history behind it. There's a really cool moment in Port Ysgo where I have these climbing shoes that are 2 months old. I didn't take them to Font. They're like pretty recent, and my toe just popped out the end of one of them.
So sad.
They're just ripped, and it was maybe how long into it. Well,
hours?
Yeah, not even. I think within the first hour, my toe was out of the front of my left shoe, and then my right shoe started going a little bit. I think it was just a manufacturing error. Absolute nightmare. And so I started doing all this mad shit to try and keep my climbing going. So I ended up, what worked best was just getting climbing tape and taping up my actual big toe that was sticking out and just climbing that way. And I could feel the rock, and it was fine, I guess. It was hurting a little bit, but it's the best situation. I go off on this like little wander by myself just to go look at some of the rocks and scout out what we could go and climb. And I find, without knowing what it was, I find the crack climb that Dan's been talking about all day. And the crack climb is Ysgo Crack. It's 3-star, 5C.
Maybe.
Relatively hard, very high ball crack climb that is so beautiful. It's like the climb to do in that area, one of the big ones to do. It's a lot of history behind it and everything, all that. And I look at it, I'm like, that's definitely the one that Dan's been talking about. Just look how amazing it looks. And at the bottom, I'm all by myself at this point. At the bottom, I find a 5'10" Anazari Maverick. No, not Maverick. They're the
Dragon? I don't know.
No, it wasn't a dragon. But it was basically I found a left-footed shoe in my size just by itself, sat perfectly on a rock underneath Ysgo Crack. It was really
Beautiful
weird.
moment.
It was kind of a beautiful moment. Then I took it in a weird way as like bad juju, man. I thought it was like if I wear this shoe, like where's the guy gone that owns the shoe? He's probably like in the sea. It's probably bad juju, man. It's like a cursed shoe. I didn't want to put the shoe on.
I don't think it was cursed.
Yeah, you said you didn't think it was cursed. It was probably like
Someone just left
good
the shoe
luck.
there.
Someone just left the shoe. Yeah, I was probably thinking too much about it. So I wore it for like 1 or 2 climbs. Also, though, it just felt weird wearing 2 different shoes. So
Very sensory.
yeah, very sensory. But that was just quite a cool little story.
I loved that moment as well.
Yeah, it was
like,
cool.
You find this weird
I just
like
turned up to the rest
witch
of the guys
magic thing
with
in
a
it
shoe.
or something, and I was like, this is fucking cool. You just found the perfect shoe to
Yeah.
continue climbing this weekend.
Yeah,
I loved everything about the place, man.
yeah.
There was on that crack. Ben and Al did the crack,
Yeah.
and it was beautiful to watch. The strong climbers. This is the very, very last climb of the day.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm gonna tell the story anyway because a lot of my stories end up this way anyway. It's about me having a shit.
Okay. I feel like a lot of your stories end like that.
So I've got this thing at the moment where if I do a climb and I know it's hard or there's a move and it's not unsettling me or something, it just spikes my adrenaline.
Yeah.
I need a whopping big poo.
Me too, man.
And
Like, well, I don't have the exact same
but me and you have a similar
finesse.
thing.
I have a similar thing where I walk up to a boulder. It's whenever I'm approaching a boulder field for the first time, and I walk to the bottom of a boulder and I look up, and even if it's not a high ball, but it's relatively high that you could hurt yourself on it, I just get an overarching like
But
need to
mine's
poop.
coming from a move, a thing.
So
a
yours
spike.
is very acute.
It's in the moment.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, the crux is the start, and then I just get on it, and I say, oh, I got through that,
Yeah.
and then I didn't believe I'd get through it, so I came down to assess like what's ahead, because it's like I know it's quite high, I just want to make sure.
You want to make sure you know everything, yeah.
So then again I get back on and I cruise through the beginning of it and stand up, and I'll just look up and I'm sat on this most perfect perch, and I feel like some people look at me like it's an excuse, do you know what I mean? And this overwhelming release of like adrenaline just forces this massive poo inside of my anal cavity, and I'm sat there going, oh my god, and I was like, just keep going. I was like, no, and then I left my left foot up and slip, and I'm off.
Oh
then.
my God.
And that's when not like a big fall, but it's like it's like 3 meters.
Yeah,
up.
I saw it. It was deceivingly big because the actual start of the boulder is at head height, really.
Yeah, you can start.
So you actually fall quite high.
It's gone. I was all grazed down my side of my
really?
belly because I'd hit my water hat. But so then, and I just said to them, like, I'm going.
I'm gonna go and do the
And
biggest
I
shit of
went.
my life.
And I'm not going to describe how I did it. It's probably the best poo I've ever had in my life. But I was a new man after that.
Oh my lord.
But then everyone was like, that was it. It's game over, wasn't it? So that's
Yeah, and then I left then, like, because it is a 3-hour drive, and it was 5 o'clock.
So I literally, I'll be back for that bad boy.
Me too, man.
And it's
like,
in the bag.
And I really think like we've got that.
Oh yeah. it's
All
fine.
it needs is like things like that though, like we spoke about in the past. High balls and free soloing. A lot of it, like you might have been in the zone then, but that day
I wasn't after that shit.
I
that's
was
for
not
sure.
in the zone to do. Like you have to be in this real weird, calm, presence of mind where you feeling really strong climbing. You've had a good day climbing, and you just I don't know. Things have to go right for you to really look at a high ball and think, oh, you know what, I'm gonna give that a good shout. Otherwise, it's not a fun experience being up that high.
So part of your conversation before is what I've been thinking for ages now. It's like I see a lot of people trying to pull hard and get really strong, and a really wise man said to me on another trip recently, because I visited another spot, the Chernets.
Oh yeah,
with the wizard. And he's
Wizard
like,
of Pecs.
this is a lifetime thing, and like you're saying, these rocks are there forever.
Yeah.
It's like, they're there forever.
Yeah.
It's like, do it properly.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to treat it with respect. If you're not in the right presence of mind to go climb a big thing, or you think, like, I feel like you need to have that sort of knowledge that you're going to get to the top of it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, one, it's dangerous, but two, you'll ruin it for yourself. You'll ruin the experience of what could be a beautiful thing doing, like, so like a perfect example is the cheese block in Font, like that 9-meter boulder. We approached it and it was like eerie silence. Then I played on it, did it, and it was just like all the jigsaw pieces just really flowed together like jigsaw pieces do, you know, when they flow really nicely. Jigsaws. No, but things just really went together well, and there was a few people on that day that it wasn't working well for, and they probably shouldn't have tried it, and they had not a super bad experience, but things could have gone bad. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got to have that sort of real confidence, that real calm confidence that you're going to be able to do.
I'd love to know how long you could sustain that climbing for, because it's so juggy.
Yeah. Like, really, you could go up and down it. Like,
no, but I'd like to know how high you could sustain it for.
What if it was just?
If you knew it was like that the whole fucking way. Do you know what I mean? Like,
right, yeah. Like, imagine like they were just stacked on top of each other, those boulders, like for 100 meters. Could you just keep climbing 100 meters?
I'd be knackered, obviously, but it's like
yeah.
Because
that'd be a lot of fun.
Because I was looking at Ysgo Kraken, I was looking up there, and I watched the video of Al doing it after it, and I watched him do it. And it's like I know we can all do it because it's just the control your breathing.
Big thing for Ysgo Crack for me, looking at it, it looks like, I think it gets different because I saw Ben and Al pull on things that I couldn't see from the ground, like little crimps. Because it's like that, isn't it, on climbs? Like when you're on it, things just turn up and you're like, oh, that's a hold. I didn't realise that was a hold. But looking at it, it just looks like a crack climb, and I don't feel confident in my crack climb ability to do a high ball crack climb.
It wasn't, though.
But it wasn't. No. There's loads of holes that you can lay back it, you can do all sorts.
Loads of feet. Yeah.
I just didn't want to be in a position where I'm 5 meters off the floor with a finger jam in, a fist jam in, a toe jam in, feeling like everything's locked and I can't move.
They didn't even
toe jam. I think Al did a toe jam, he told
me.
Have, but I had a look.
I was watching the videos.
But no, not really. Maybe for a second or whatever, but yeah, it's pretty minimal.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways.
What a trip, man!
Cool adventures, man. Definitely go down. If you guys are free to go to Ysgo, just have a look at the photos on our page, and then just get a trip put together.
Get the North Wales Bouldering Guide. Yeah. If you guys are from Liverpool, you've got a world on your doorstep that you need to learn about.
A magical world.
So, like, in this time since we've spoken, we did another Tryfan adventure as well.
It's
like Tryfan. I genuinely, in the last few months, I've done a little hiking trip in Austria. I've done hiking in Ireland. I've done just a few bits of hiking, and I've been lucky to see a few mountain ranges around the world.
Yeah.
Tryfan's shit hot.
Yeah, you love Tryfan.
Like, the Alps is the most magical thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
But so much of it is so inaccessible because it's so fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
And you need to respect and worship Tryfan. But ultimately, you can drive to the bottom of this thing
and run up.
And there's a fucking playground there.
Yeah, it is. It's just a big playground.
It's a boulderer's dream.
Yeah. It's so true.
It's just there. So like so when I was in Austria, on top of the mountains you'll have like a cross and a little book to sign.
Oh, nice.
And I put a comment in I think we did 4 mountains, and every one of them that said, like, you know, made blah blah blah, Danko Winterberg, blah blah blah. Still not as good as Tryfan.
That's funny. Yeah.
So we're adventured out, and we've got more to come.
Double dyno to micro crimper.
Topic of the week. This is the topic of the week. Ba-da-da-da-dum. Topics.